Wayne Findley. Oh, I think we met yesterday.
We meet again.
We meet again.
Well, you met councillors, staff and valued customers. The purpose of local government, the Act, to meet the current and future needs of communities for good quality local infrastructure, local public services and performance of regulatory functions. Cost effective, yada yada. But what staff they think they're working on, and I think the language through the LTP reflects this, is in fact the old full well-beings, etc. And so the question is, given this disconnect, shall we say, how can your objectives as a council be aligned with your new, which has been there for 3 years, local government purpose? And the answer is through you, the council. You need to act through your sole employee, which is the CEO, and the CEO then employs all of the other staff. I think you need to recognise staff limitations in this process. Staff are working in a large public sector monopoly. For example, they can't be expected to understand the time value of money, because in the public sector, the time value of money is zero. So if they inject time into a process in their world, no effect. In the commercial world, big effects. Ask a banker. You can't expect staff to understand competition in this wider sense. They work in a non-competitive, non-tradable sector. Adjoining local authorities, and I've used iZone as an example, are quite literally eating some of your lunch. It's just easier in many cases to go outside the city for a better deal. And so being a good city to do business in means, in reality, being competitive with your peer local authorities. And a side effect of the earthquakes, and I see some of this from the inside, has been to make suddenly liquid a whole range of assets throughout the city that would have been very hard to sell, would have been very hard to liquidate. So if you're an inner city business or a homeowner in Bexley or Aranui or Avondale, you've suddenly got several $100,000 in your pocket. So what are you going to do? You're going to shop around. Where do you shop for the best deal? Is the best deal inside your boundary? Well, it may not be. So that you need to arrange things so that your offerings are perceived as competitive. You can't regard your residents and your businesses as cash cows to milk. A ring-fenced paddock. Those cows have grown wings. So this means that you have to be firm, and again it's you, the council, not the staff. You direct the staff. The emphasis on services means defining what services, delivered where, to whom and when. And I suspect you have a very good idea from the submitters already passed through of just what services are in fact lacking. Just yesterday, smooth footpaths, clean gutters, smooth roads, smooth traffic flows. It's ironic, isn't it, that in the smart sensing city, we still haven't got a green label on Findley Ave. So there's a hard choices to be made. The money pot's empty, asked Councillor Manji. The demands are infinite. The parade of submitters with their hand out. You can't meet them all. You have to follow where businesses and residents are, not where the planners would like them to be. You have to ask them, what is their hierarchy of values for spend? Now, I work in IT. We work in projects and we apply an agile approach on occasion. We survey the needs, just as you're doing. But then we apply Moscow. Must have, should have, could have, won't have. And that hierarchy governs what you do next. You're going to need to apply Moscow for the term of this LTP, for the next 10 years. There's a large reservoir of goodwill and skills out there in the communities, and you're going to need them all. I think you need to arrange things to assist, encourage, facilitate, smooth and generally welcome their participation. But you need to make life easier for those efforts. It's no use suggesting community input to services if, for example, a simple shelter needs a health and safety plan, a traffic management plan, a reserves booking, a sprinkling of LBPs and 100 traffic cones. Not going to happen. This is all going to need a culture change. Good luck.
Thank you. Perfect timing. Right, I think we have a quick break for morning tea, but unfortunately we're behind time again, so if people could grab a cup of tea, take a 5-minute break and come back at 10:45. Sorry.